it's like past 1 a.m., right? And I felt like, sharing a few thoughts. I'm mostly awake at night, so yeah. So I was thinking of responsibility actually. Actually, yeah, I was thinking of responsibility. You know, how the older we get, the more responsible we have to be, and that applies to every area of our lives. Yeah, we have to be more responsible for our finances, our decisions, our habits, our lives, our everything, and yeah. And it also applies to our spiritual growth and everything. You have to, start being responsible for, your growth. That means like you'd have to, start making the conscious decisions to, build yourself in the spirit by reading the word, by doing the things of the Lord, things that, grow you. So, and the higher you go in life, both physically, spiritually, and otherwise, the more responsibility that comes with it. So I was just thinking about responsibility in general, and it's very funny how most of us, we want to grow. We keep saying, yeah, we want to grow, but somehow we don't want to handle the responsibility that comes with growth. It's not possible. Growth comes with responsibility, just like wealth. The more money you have, the more responsibility you have. Not just, in taking care of people, but you have to be more responsible in, handling the money. How you handle $5 is different from how you handle $10, 5,000, 10,000, like that. So, the more money you have, the more responsibility you have, and it's actually cool sometimes. It's cool, but like, I feel like our generation is all about, free things. When I say our generation, I'm speaking of my generation, like, yeah. And, somehow there is this idea of entitlement. There is this idea of, not taking responsibility, and it's causing a serious damage. It's causing a huge damage actually, not just a little one, and not just a temporary damage, but like a future damage, and it's sad, you know. That entitlement thing, it doesn't make any sense, There are some things that are privileges, and there's some things that, you're entitled to. But people mix the privileges, mix it up and think privileges are entitlement. There's a thin line actually, and people not wanting to take responsibility for their actions, their lives, basically leaving things in the hands of people, leaving your hands, your emotions, your future, your destiny, practically leaving in the hands of people. And this might not happen in the literal sense where you remove your destiny and give it to people, obviously, but in those little ways where, someone offends you, right? You take in that offense and you store it in your heart and you refuse to forgive people. You carry that baggage, somewhere along the line it starts to reflect, because storing offenses pollutes your entire life, your entire atmosphere, pollutes your spiritual life, pollutes every area of your life actually, because one way or the other it starts to leak into, your relationships, leak into your family, into your career, into a bunch of things, and you wonder why people always complain about you, why people say you're always angry, why people say you speak a certain way, and to you, you don't think there's a problem, you know. Or let's say another way of not taking responsibility is if a breakup happens, right? A relationship didn't work out. It takes two, you know. In as much as, yeah, someone did you wrong in a relationship, you also had a role to play. You being there is also a role. So probably you had a choice to leave, you know, you had a choice to, make better choices for yourself, to set boundaries and all of that, and you did not. So that's you playing a role in encouraging what happened. So not taking responsibility, even over the tiniest thing, could affect you in general. And then, it, how will I put it? All of those things kind of like puts people in that place of victim mentality. When people start thinking they are victims. I mean, if you move with that mentality, you won't go far. It's good to make mistakes, learn, see where you made an error, see where you can do better. That's only when you take responsibility. But if you don't take responsibility for your life, for your action, and keep saying, oh, this person did that, oh, that person did that, you won't really, grow, and you won't actually go that far. Because, you won't see the need for a bunch of things. You won't even understand a whole lot of things. Because you don't think you have any role to play. You don't think you should do better. So, and also the entitlement thing I was talking about, you are not entitled to someone else's money. You are not entitled to someone else's time. Someone is not entitled to your body. You're not entitled to someone else's body. Like, there are a bunch of things that people take, like I said, in this generation, people take as entitlement. No. You can't walk around thinking the world owes you anything. No, that's not how it works, baby. You just have to, walk with a sense of value, And it comes from a place of knowing who you are. And it comes from a place of also knowing what you are here for, what you have to offer. And that kind of like shapes you and helps you to work better, and you understand things more, and you're much more cautious about your actions, your thoughts, and everything. But in a case where you're just all over the place, you don't really care about anything, you're not responsible for anything, obviously your thinking would obviously be polluted, and that would affect not just you, but your future generation and everything. And it's sad. And I think, there are a bunch of other things that, our generation really is not doing well in. And it's kind of understandable why, but at the same time, we have the choice to do better. We can choose to give excuses. We can choose to say, oh yeah, my parents did that, my parents made me do this, or that person made me do that, or I didn't have enough this, or I didn't have enough that. Yeah, you could choose to, live on excuses, or you could choose to rise above, the obvious limitations. You could choose to rise above, those things that look like they're holding you back, or those things that happened in the past, or blah, blah, blah. You could choose to rise above all of that and actually do something with your life for yourself, be responsible, yeah. And another thing too, spiritual responsibility. The more you grow in the spirit, the more responsible you have to be. The more your prayer life doubles up, the more time you spend with the word, the more things are handed to you, and the more you have to, learn and understand how to take care of these things. So, and eventually everyone has to grow, everyone has to mature. No one, you can't stay a child forever. Like, biologically, a child grows regardless. So, you'd still have to grow up regardless, so it's your choice to, It's your choice to grow for the better or for the worse. Yeah, it's a choice to grow, start taking responsibility, start thinking of your life, start thinking of your future, start thinking of your generations, start thinking of how you can impact, your your life, your family and everything, And all of this, responsibility and growth is not just like for the selfish reason, no. Because I also notice our generation is all about the me thing, the me. And honey, no, it's not just you. So many souls, so many people's freedom, so many people's growth, so many people's lives are connected to yours. So if you think you're going to walk around the face of the earth thinking you're the only one you should cater for, only you should, spend your money on, only you should give your time, your attention and all those things, then that's like living in la la land, because realistically, nah. So I notice our generation is just all about, me, just do me, do me, do me. And it's sad. I believe that we could do better, our generation can actually do better. There is so much potential in us that, once we choose, to do the right things, once we choose to make the right choices, things actually will start changing for us, like for the best, And it will be so beautiful to see, lives being impacted, and all of this good stuff. Yeah, our generation actually, we need to do better. I know it's not easy, obviously, but it is very much possible, and it starts with, that one decision, saying, what, enough is enough, saying, I want a better life, I want a better, future, I want to do better, I want, to impact my generation, I want to impact my life, I want to, do something useful with my life, I want to, serve God, I want to do this, I want to walk the right walk. It takes that one decision actually to, take that turn for the better, And I believe it's very much possible. I believe so much in our generation, We are strong. Actually, we're really strong. It's just we have to start using that strength for good, We have to start channeling that inner strength and everything for not just the goodness for us alone, but for those ahead, our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the ones ahead, So yeah, there's so much we need to do. Like, I can't even start saying everything I need to say, because obviously the video will be long, but yeah, there's so much we need to do. So much we need to do in our generation. There's so much. We have so much in us to give, and by the grace of God, I pray that we keep walking the walk of, faith, of growth, taking responsibility, doing better for our lives and for our families, future generation and everything. And yeah.